Alright, it's Wednesday, La Jolla first. It's Wednesday, August the 7th. So, here we are getting ready to launch. Nice lower surf than expected. Let's go out there, see what you can find. Yay! Okay, so this is not fun. This got really sloppy. The wind picked up, marine layer came in, got kind of cold. It is cold, and the water temperature just dropped down to like what, 6 degrees I think it was. See what it is on the 65.9. 65.9. I don't know, somebody. And it was like 70 degrees last time I was here a couple of weeks ago, and Danny I saw earlier this morning at the launch, and said the same thing, that the water had turned over and gotten cold, that it had been 70, 71 or something, whatever, and then all of a sudden it was 66, 68 or something, I think he said, but no, it says 65.8 right now. It's getting cold. I said it's really messed up, choppy. The other kayaks went in. Can't tell if that's a kayak. Way the hell, I think it's too big. It must be a boat. Way gone. But and then there's this Defiant over here. But everybody else seems to have gone in. Because yeah, it's messed up. I think I'll be probably hitting in myself pretty soon here. Unfortunately, I hate that having to, when I land, the damn tide's still coming in for a long time, so actually might not be quite as bad because there'll be a lot of beach. It's just a matter of the water keeps, you know, turning the solo around and stuff when I go pick up the my truck. But hey, it was nice to get away from the heat we had, although today was supposed to be the day that it was cooling down and maybe thunderstorms up there. You certainly got a lot of heavy clouds and almost thunderstorms, but every time right where I live, it's like that, like a halo. It's a heat pump action that happens because of the valley, and so the clouds come all the way around really near it, and then kind of but directly above the valley is like an open blue sky, and as the clouds keep trying to come in, the heat makes them back off again. So we don't always get as much rain as just a few miles to either side, but might get some today. But here, this kind of messed up. I was hoping to get here and maybe find some of the yellowtail. Try to see about the squid, but boy, everybody left there really quick this morning. Must have been dead. There was a big old giant bait boat, you know, the kind with a skiff in the back and a net kind of thing. I don't know if he was gone this morning by the time I got here, so, but I don't know if he just scooped up a bunch or what. But the boats that were there, you know, with lights, they were by 7:30 they had disappeared. They had to go like, wow, okay, that's unusual. They had been staying there for most of the day kind of thing. So, all right, I'm drifting now with the current, with this crazy current. We're actually moving 1.7 miles an hour, 1.4 to 1.7. So we got that big greenback, probably about a 11 inches, 11, 12 inches, something like that. Greenback got about, I think, 5 probably Spanish. Well, a couple smaller ones, well, medium size, and then 3 really nice big ones. So they're in there in the live well, but yeah, pump's making a little noise here from the pickup because there was all these little, like, kind of like by the wind, or they were not on the ones that are on the surface, they're underneath. They were translucent little jelly kind of fish kind of things, and I think some of them got stuck on the screen. So every once in a while I shut it off, hope the current blows it off, turn it back on. Sometimes that whining noise goes away, and other times it comes back. Just turn it off and pump. If I'm moving fast, there's plenty of flow, so I don't need it. But see, the pump's going up. We'll wait and see if the current will move any out of the pickup, because it's way much louder Yeah, way louder than normal. You know, when it's quiet, I picked up by dropping GoPros and picked up and going like, whoa, there's surprisingly a considerable amount of noise that people don't really tend to think. You hear it with that little water, it transmits big time. Even when the pump sounds really quiet, like a little, just like a little water. Yeah. I think a lot of times, just like people banging things around in the on top of the deck or something, you know, I think most fishermen don't understand that the slightest little noise transmits really loud underwater. But I don't know, the wind's picked up, I mean, lower down, maybe a tad, just a tad. Water surface is still messed up, so let's get a little bit here. I was thinking of kind of drifting in a little shallower, see if I can get past that inside of the point, get away from the wind a little bit, seek it out more. But yeah, really kind of a washing machine. It was worse a little while ago. So I don't know, maybe that sun might be trying to come back here and burn it off again. That'd be nice. But it's kind of sloppy. My back hasn't gotten any action. You've seen some marks, so I've been looked over. That's why I kept going back over here, right around 50-foot mark off the point there. Not as shallow as that guy is on the boat, but yeah, there was marks of some bigger fish, but nothing. They just seemed like they weren't attracted. Alright, so 50 feet of water, marks of fish, bigger fish, right off the point. Kyle said there's been some in here, so I'm looking around, gonna see if we get any action, but it certainly is better in here regarding being out of the wind. A lot more protected than if you go out there just not even quarter mile. It's like, whoo, all of a sudden it's like some kind of hurricane. Well, not hurricane, but tornadoes. Freaking crazy. Freaking crazy. Yeah, I knew the wind was supposed to pick up today a little more than yesterday. The fishing reports actually sucked, from all the boats anyway. If anybody's gonna look at the counts on the boats, well, like, oh my goodness, I am glad I don't have to pay that kind of money anymore. That's a nice thing in the solo. It is nice. You get to come out here. Oh, you know, everybody has to spend the money to drive down to the water. So that cost hasn't changed for me. What has is, once I get out here, this little thing gets 24 miles per gallon, and even lets me get out deep, you know, until like for tuna if I need to. When they get a little closer, it'll be nice. But yeah, this is much nicer. This isn't a constant cold wind. And when I get wet, which got splashed a bunch, it's cold. I left my hoodie back at home because I didn't think I needed it. It was sick. Even in my house, it was 62 degrees. Get down here, and it's about 62 degrees, and then, you know, it hasn't really warmed up to the 70 something they said it would. Definitely much more marine layer than yesterday. Although yesterday it looked kind of like this, and then it burned up, you know, by about 10 or something. I'm not sure it's going to do any of that today. But the wind is stronger today. Lots of seals out here today. Luckily, they are all those young ones that haven't figured out how to steal our bait. It used to be such an annoying thing out here. You're constantly losing the bait. You had to make a whole bunch because you were bound to lose 5 or 6 at least to the seals. What a day, man. Whew. Other than the wind out here and the birds, I don't know. Don't know where the fish went. Marks, but not enough. There's that guy in the Defiant coming back here. He's been going back and forth, you know, in these areas too. in drifting. Well, you drift fast when you get out there. You get a little bit out there where the wind is, boy, you're moving at 1.7 miles an hour or something. Right now I'm trolling and I'm going 1.7, 1.6, 1.7, 1.8. Depends on it. But we're going all over this because there's been some yellows hanging out here, but it's just for months. For months I've been coming out here and seeing the marks that there are yellowtail and white sea bass at times, but they just aren't always interested. And if you get lucky, you happen to be in the right place at the right time, and bingo, whether it was light bait, trolling, you know, squid, whatever, it happens. But it's just weird. Lately, I guess, squid. The squid have been around times, so while they're out there, the people are fishing that area, and my friend said that he's had a great 2 weeks, but I haven't come out here because the weather changes, whatever, and things, and then the fish counts. But mostly you're trying to come out here, and then you're gonna try to come out and launch, and maybe you're fighting the tide coming in. It's the opposite tide, and so it just doesn't work out. Doesn't work out great for you. I don't know if they're going back to reset and drift again. You see, they got that's the nice thing about those is, yeah, they use up more gas, but when the weather's like this, it is so nice to be able to have a pilot house to climb inside. Instead of being on a center console, you're going like, yeah, the wind's always blowing. Always blowing, unless you got some kind of a, you know, soft covers with windows and stuff on it you can put around it. Make yourself a little bit of a cabin. Yeah, it does not look like it's burning out. But it is much better in here when you're just inside the that other outer point that helps block the direct wind. So it's a lot nicer here than where that boat is. A lot of wind out there. It's crazy. See, it's choppy. It was way worse earlier. It's gotten a little bit better. It's kind of weird that the wind picked up, and you know, right around maybe 9:30 to 10 or something like that, it was pretty nasty wind, and now it's lower down. It's probably 11-12 miles an hour earlier, and then at least, and now it might be more like 8. So doesn't sound like a huge difference. It is when you're on the water. It's not only how cold it gets and stuff, but or how you're drifting in directions and so forth, but the water surface. There was white caps everywhere earlier. Sure, if you see some of the clips I shot video on earlier, and there was just white caps, boom, boom, boom. We kept looking. It was impossible to see if there was any kind of a blow up of yellowtail because there was just so many white caps. And I have not seen, so you know, probably due to part of that, I have not seen any yellowtail blow-ups. Just marks that suggest there should be some yellows down there, but because of the thickness, size, you know, of the marks on the fish finder, but it just hasn't turned on into anything. The problem is when you get in, now it's 38 feet. See, this point gets really, really shallow here, so you have to come back out some. Don't know. Just weird. And I thought the last 3 years were bad. This year is strange. It's just the up and down. Some days it's great fishing, and other days it's just like, whew, like the boat counts. My God, I looked. There've been some bad ones, a lot of bad ones. But last night's when I looked, and you see, well, not even the. Then you see for some of those, they haven't been able to get lucky with anything, so they just take guys out to get some rockfish or sand bass and stuff, but that's what they've been targeting, so they know where to go for that stuff. But they couldn't even get one fish per person. It's not their fault, it's just fishing. It's just the way it has been. Whatever the factors are that are changing things. So, and then when you look and you see a full day boat going to the corner, and there were like 3 or 4 at least. I don't even, I'm sure there were many more, but the big chargers, and they go out there and they're not getting one. Not, I don't even know if they were quite half of how many people they had on board that were fishing and how many yellows they caught. And that was at the Coronado Islands. That's sad. I have no idea what's going on. And you look at the number on the boats, and the only boats that had anything that was a decent haul, not a great haul, just a decent haul, were like more than a day and a half distance. I'm going like a day and a half, and they couldn't get stuff either. And I'm not talking tunas or something. But Gato Dos, that one had the best, because it's a 4-pack charger. So you got 4 anglers, and I think they had 7 or 8 yellowtail and 1 bluefin tuna. I went like, oh yeah, you know, and I'm sure that they were probably over by the Coronados or somewhere close. But yeah, he did well. Yeah, see, it's starting to come out past this point. Now the wind's much stronger here, a lot choppier. And we're still only 46 feet. See, right off the point. This point is like a big shoal. It comes out really, really shallow. You got to get quite a bit farther out to get there. And when there used to be kelp all over here, that was part of the problem. Was this whole point right out here? The kelp came out way out here. On a kayak, you had to come here. You couldn't go through. Even on a paddle kayak, I tried it a couple of times. It was not fun. It was kind of like trying to paddle across your carpet on your living room. You know, you're dragging yourself. And Hobies can't do that. They did, unless they pulled up their fins and paddled. They also can't get in with it. So when I had my Hobie and the other one, used to have to come out like that guy's going way out. You had to go way out there to come back in again to get past the kelp. Now, used to complain. We all used to complain about that. Now we only wish there was that kelp back again, because that was the environment that kept this, you know, being a fishing haven. You always caught fish when you came out. Now, small little variety of fish. People get excited if you get 3 to 5 fish. I mean, little guys like, you know, calicos, barracudas, rockfish, that kind of stuff. I just like to target yellows. If anything else is bycatch, and if it's decent enough, I'll keep it if it's legal. Otherwise, no, I'd always go back. Alright, we keep going back and forth in these areas between 50 to 30 feet. Basically 45, trying to keep it between 40 and 50, but sometimes it's shallower. So anyway, we're just been hitting kind of like this angle to stay away from the point. Some seals. Again, none of them seem to be going after our bait, which is great compared to how it used to be. Yeah. Oh, see, we keep going still for stuff like that. Very solid there. You can see, hold on, that's very solid. Yellows don't even look quite that bright all the time. There's a bait. You can see several times I've gone over areas, my mate is getting a little jittery. They start tugging on it, wanting to go somewhere. And all of a sudden he'll sit down. I brought him in several times. He's cleaned up. And had grass all over him and still, so I had to clean that a couple of times. He's still hardy. That's why we like the big greenbacks. They are so hardy and strong. Spanish aren't bad. I mean, yellows don't mind. I've caught just as many yellows on Spanish as I have on greenbacks. But us fishermen tend to like the greenbacks because they are, again, are hardier, swim a little stronger. So, and they don't have those little pins that, you know, when you handle the Spanish max, you tend to get hooked by those things. And greenbacks don't have those. So yeah, I don't know if that's the biggest reason why we do it, but I just personally, it's because I think they just are much hardier and swim nice and strong. Now that the wind has died down some, it's not bad. It's you know, as long as I stay in. When you went back out again like that, it's windier here, like where I am right now, a little bit, only slightly. It's not like it was earlier. But I keep going back over here because again, didn't see anything else anywhere else, and the information that Kyle gave me said that besides where the squid was, and again, everybody left. This morning was odd. The other day, it's like, you know, you see a boat or two stay there all day kind of thing, and then today everybody left, just skedaddled from that area at 7:30. I don't know what changed. It's strange. And then when the wind picked up and it started getting nasty, Sully, he was out here, and I saw his truck when I was coming back from partying, so I go, oh, Sully's out here. And then I came out here, and sure enough, he was out here by those squid guys, and he said he had caught a yellow before there, but yeah, not he didn't say it was today, but yeah, then all of a sudden the wind picked up and started getting really nasty, and all of a sudden him and a couple other kayaks, they all scattered. One guy had to come from way down there. It took him for a long time. I've been there. I remember on my both my kayaks, paddle and pedal on the Hobie. It doesn't matter. It's a long effing trek back fighting. Well, in this case, you're not really fighting the current, they're riding the current. Usually used to be it's the other way, because usually the current's always hitting south, and so when you're trying to come back here after a long day and you're kind of tired, you got 3 hours paddling to get back here, or pedaling. Either way, because you're fighting the current and the wind, and instead of doing 3.5 miles an hour, you know, even 2.5 be great. But no, you look down and you're going, what do you mean I'm only going half a mile an hour? What? 0.5, 0.7? Yeah, because you're fighting, the current's going the other way. So you're, you know, half your effort is all killing just to offset the current. See, there's a little, there's that back again. He keeps getting anxious at times. It's good, that way I know he's active. But nothing else. Kept expecting and waiting for a run. All of a sudden, you know, I got the drag light set very light. I'm surprised that when he pulls, sometimes he doesn't pull drag, because I got it fairly light on there with the clicker on there. But I didn't want it super light because I am in shallow water, so I didn't want to take up too much, but I wanted to have a little bit of a drag so I can have time to grab the rod, take the cunt, because I got a circle hook on there. So you can't just all of a sudden yank and try to set the hook. It doesn't work. Plus, yeah, the circle hook, that's the nice thing, is all you do is just start bringing the line in. The fish hooks himself, because the fish is the one that's pulling, and so all of a sudden the hook, as it comes back up out of his stomach with where the bait was, way lower without the bait, and then as the line pulls around the corner of his mouth, I think he wrapped me on that piece of kelp that was back there. I was trying to avoid, try to get the line away from him, but I think he ended up finding it. I thought he was farther behind me and it wasn't going to be an issue. I got a hunch he did. Oh, look at that. See? So we keep seeing areas like that. So that's what I keep saying, this bait and good marks at times. The Rival. That's the boat that was out here yesterday. Looks as if he's come back here, but he just made a pass there, and I don't know if he just didn't see anything on the fish finder, because he looks like he's slightly continuing this way, but he's going slow.